Anime for blondes.
Remember when the vibe was good and not sad?
Remember when things were great? I know, it's just yikes. Action. Hello, I'm Becca.
I'm Allie.
And welcome to
Anime for Blondes.
So... what can I say?
I mean, I need a minute to not say anything.
Wait, do we need to hold space for
I need to hold space for Nanami Kento
and
Nobara Kiyosaki.
Moment of silence, everybody.
Okay.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. I did cry physical tears.
Yeah, she did. Like, probably multiple times.
Yeah.
It looked like.
Yep. The biggest one was with Nanami. Alright, so where we pick up? This is the last episode of our Shibuya Slumber Party. I'm really glad I know it's been a long day and it's been a lot of work, but I am so glad we just got it all over with.
Yeah, me too.
Imagine just everything that happens and then we have to like go home and take breaks in between. And it's like, I don't know, that just feels weird.
Yeah, that was something. Sheesh.
Okay, so we start off with, we pick up with Nanami, who did not die immediately after getting burnt by Jogo.
Yeah, so that was cool. They're like, actually, he's alive for 2 more seconds.
Ooh, yeah.
Awesome. I get annoyed when they do that.
Bring them back just to kill them?
Yeah.
Like
I mean, I guess it's nice that he got a more, like, dramatic death and they gave him, like, a moment.
Remember when the vibe was good and not sad?
Remember when things were great? Yeah. I know, it's just yikes.
Remember when we had Hope and an iconic trio?
That's crazy that they just took the trio from us.
No more. Yeah, it is crazy.
Well, and I mean, I'm here. Like, they're still kind of giving us hope that she's not fully dead. And so I'm like, cool, that seems reasonable to me that they would bring her back in some capacity. But she's so devastated, I'm like, oh, I guess they're not going to.
So I had to confess to Becca that my first watch of this show, pretty much everything we're watching going forward, I haven't seen.
But you know what happens, right?
Yeah, I know what happens, but I haven't seen it, you know? It's the same as the Zero movie.
Okay.
Because when Kiyosaki dies, that was my last straw.
Yeah.
I was done.
Understood, honestly.
I was already done with Nanami because, okay, let's go back. So, they do this very poetic, you know, because when Nanami was a businessman, his plan was, I'm just going to work really hard and retire at 40 and, like, go to the beach and just, like, have a peaceful rest of my life.
Capricorn King.
Yeah, exactly. And then he saves that woman in the bakery, and then he's like, I can't do that. And so when he is, like, on the brink of death, still fighting after getting burnt, he's walking, as he's, like, walking and also fighting, it's like, it seems like he's half dead or half imagining, like, being retired and free on the beach, and he's frolicking, and I just want that for him.
I know. I wanted him to get to live a soft life.
Yeah, soft king. No, because, yeah, here's the thing. They did kill him right away. He didn't really do anything. He killed, like, some more transfigured humans.
Yeah.
But, like, he didn't get Mahito. They literally only did that so they could move from where he dies from not in Itadori's line of sight to in Itadori's line of sight. And then by Mahito so that he already wanted to kill Mahito.
Yeah,
But Mahito's like public enemy number one now.
dude, and him just looking at Yuji and
Oh
saying,
my
"It's
god.
it's all yours."
Take it from here.
Ugh,
And yeah. And then
brutal.
the way in which Mahito kills them is kind of weird because he touches him, and yes, he doesn't die right away, but he dies, and it's like very dramatic and explosive, and then there's just no Nanami left.
Yeah, it doesn't even let you like question that he could.
Yeah,
Well, and that's why I feel a little different about Nabara because I'm like it was a different process. So
yeah, but that's also why I think that's weird. Like, why didn't she just like completely explode?
that makes me think that maybe she could stay alive somehow.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about like the Mahito's power, I guess. Why is it so
Yeah.
inconsistent?
Well, and like sometimes he turns people into the like
Creatures.
yeah.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I guess he just didn't plan on using Nanami, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
Jeez, that was bad. Yeah, my first note is R.I.P. Nanami.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then Yuji is just devastated, but
Keeps fighting.
he keeps fighting and he's just like, shut the fuck up, Mahito.
Like, please, like, all you do is yap, and that's what I've been saying for
Yeah. Like,
seasons.
bro, we're not trying to yap. We're trying to get stuff done.
And Mahito keeps insisting that he and Yuji are the same. And I'm like, why? Because
There's no reason. Like, what is the evidence?
his evidence his evidence doesn't even make sense. His evidence is like, because I kill people without a second thought and you save people without a second thought, therefore we're the same. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's completely different, actually, but okay.
Like, I don't understand this insistence that you have. Is it because you both have like a childlike sense of wonder?
And Yuji is
Because Yuji
losing
doesn't
that
really
by the
have that
day.
anymore.
Ugh, my poor little angel that's traumatized.
I hated. Okay, it was an interesting way to do a fight, but I thought it was gross. But it's supposed to be when they're having like that first fight after Nanami dies, and then that thing that Mahito makes like gets bigger and presses them closer and closer to the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, it made for an interesting fight because they had to do some creative decisions, but it was so gross to look at.
Yeah. Dude, Mahito was pulling out some crazy stuff in that initial fight. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he pulls out a Junpei puppet with his hand.
That was so
That
mean.
was
That was
cold.
mean.
Even for Mahito, I was like, that's
Like,
crazy.
in case you forgot,
In case I forgot my favorite character.
which you would never do.
That is brutal. And then also he pulls out like a gun arm. I was like, that's kind of OP.
It is OP, and I again, it's too fleshy. I wish that it wasn't.
Yeah, it was something.
And they're playing with the elevator. The elevator thing was pretty cool.
I think I missed that.
Like Yuji goes into the elevator, Mahito like breaks into it. Yuji jumps out of it and flings out, and then Mahito becomes the elevator.
Oh yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Mahito likes to become transit.
Stuff. Yeah. He wants to be the thing.
He becomes a train later on.
Um,
But yeah, so Yuji's fighting. He's trying his best.
and Mahito's like, I can keep killing his soul because I've got another trick up my sleeve.
And then where does it go?
Well, it flashes back to the curses. Um,
All
you
of them.
know, yeah,
Jogo, Dagon,
hanging out. Gato also. Fato.
Beto.
Fato. Um, and Hanami. And they're hanging out, I guess, before this all goes down. I imagine that this is when you remember, like, right when the veil goes down and all those people get sucked.
Mm-hmm.
I think they all just got sucked into Dagon in that moment, and that's what we were seeing, the
Oh,
completion
okay.
of that.
Okay.
That's what I think. And basically, they just reiterate, oh, Mahito's like, yeah, you can eat all those people. I have enough. And then later on, he's like, oh, I wish he had left me a few more people.
Mm-hmm.
Which there are still people.
And they're just chilling. I'm like, why are you guys not hiding?
They're just straggling about on the stairs and
They're
stuff.
like on their phones.
Yeah, what are
They're
you
playing like
doing?
phone games because there's no service.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry. Maybe get better survival
They're
instincts.
playing like Temple Run.
Whoa. The way you just like pull things out of my memory.
I loved that game, man.
I hated it because I
Oh,
was really bad at it.
I was really good at it and I was obsessed with it. And then my mom got obsessed with it and she would like make me let her play it on my phone because she didn't have a phone.
What the? Okay.
She didn't have a smartphone.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's weird.
It was back in the day.
In the old times,
Yeah.
when the only thing there was to do on your phone was play Temple Run
Yeah, literally.
and Candy Crush.
It might have just been an iPod Touch, honestly. It might have not been an iPhone.
Whoa.
Remember those days? Throwback. You might have been too young. A grade below me.
We're 9 months apart.
Same age, just a grade below me.
We're one baby. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that might have been 8th grade for you.
Yeah, I don't remember eighth
I was
grade.
in high school already.
So mature. Um, Jesus. Oh, okay. So the curses are doing their thing, and then Mahito runs off and apparently splits. This is way earlier. Splits into two
Yeah, and
Mahitos.
Jogo tries to stop him, and he's like, nope. And he just splits into two
Bye.
Mahitos and runs away.
And one Mahito is like, I guess, the essence of Mahito,
He's real Mahito.
and he can a feather
I guess.
can do his technique, and then the copy of Mahito, he can like change his own shape and stuff, but he can't change other people.
Yeah.
So he's just there to cause chaos.
Yeah, so then, of course, we are taken to Nobara and Copy Mahito fighting.
Yeah. So Nobara's with the girl that they saved earlier, and they're getting treatment, and they're supposed to leave. They're supposed to go with the ambulance.
Yeah,
and
what
leave.
did Nanami tell her?
Yeah. And the thing is, I can't even be mad at her for this. And here's
Yeah,
why. Because what she did in her fight with Mahito actually did help.
it's true.
It made a difference.
It's true.
That's why I can't be mad, and that's why I can't super be mad at the writer.
Well, and we had a whole arc a few episodes ago where we talked about how she's so good because she's so stubborn. And this
Yeah,
was just her being stubborn.
she's just being consistent with her character, and we're like, you idiot.
Yeah, I'm like, girl. And I mean, we knew as soon as Nanami said that, we're like, that she's not staying put.
Yeah. He was like, stay, and we were like, oof. Doesn't sound like her.
Jeez.
So God. So she runs into fake Mahito, and she doesn't realize it's fake Mahito at first.
Yeah, she is like, oh, Patch Face, are you the one that Yuji is always talking about?
You're famous for running away like a little bitch.
Yup. I said Slay Queen.
Yeah.
Slay Queen, and Mahito actually is like flattered. He's like, oh, I'm famous.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, Yuji talked about me.
Yep. Yuji cares a lot about your existence.
Mm-hmm. Oof.
So she's fighting it. Yeah, it.
It's But yeah, she doesn't know that it's a copy of Mahito, so she's being very careful because she knows to not let him touch her.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole thing, and he realizes that she knows that. Like that's how he's like, oh, Yuji really has talked about me. Like she knows not to let me touch her.
Mm-hmm.
And then, does he reveal to her that he's a copy?
No, she pieces it together because okay, so she does her hairpin thing to him.
Yes.
And she feels the technique go off in the real
Yes.
Mahito nearby, but at a different location.
Yes, and Yuji also notices that.
Yeah, because the needles shoot through the ground and hit the real Mahito and do hit his soul.
Mm-hmm.
And because she does the resonance, that's what it is.
Yes.
And because, like you said, he really has talked about Mahito, so she knows that, like, you can't just hit him, you have to hit his soul.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also why the damage wasn't working earlier, because he's not his soul, he's a copy.
Yeah.
So Yuji notices it, and then he goes, oh my god, Kugisaki, thank you, like, whatever you just did.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes a difference, and Yuji's able to land a bunch of hits on him, and
Things are looking up.
things are looking up. And then, so she's like, okay, so I felt that go off somewhere else, and you technically touched me earlier, but you didn't, like, grab me and turn me into a monster.
Yeah.
So you must be some kind of copy. And then he's like, yep, that's me.
So annoying.
So annoying. And for what?
Ugh. Like, he really thinks he's that girl.
He wants to be an influencer, a curse influencer. So
Literally.
bad. And so he's like, oh, I know what to do, and starts running.
Mm-hmm.
Running away like a little bitch.
Yeah. Yep. And guess who follows him?
Kugisaki. She's like, I can't just let him go to cause more chaos.
Yeah, how could she?
She follows him, and then
He goes in the subway, and she's like, perfect!
I'll go down to B5.
5B.
5B. And so she's chasing him, and then the real Mahito starts running the other direction, and Becca knows what's about to happen.
Yeah, and Yuji knows what's about to happen as soon as
he sees her right away, and he's like, run.
Yeah, he's like, Kugisaki, run. And she's like,
she doesn't process it fast enough, and she gets smacked right in the face by the real Mahito. And it's just like, and then we get her backstory from the perspective of her friend who she left behind.
Yeah, very interesting way to tell a story.
Yeah, it's like, because like at first I didn't quite realize that it wasn't her telling the story.
Yeah, well, and especially because we had gotten the backstory of the older friend before. The older friend that's also in the story?
Oh, we got that before?
Sayori.
Yeah, we got that before?
Yeah.
Oh, when? In the same episode?
No, we got that like when we first met Nobara.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so we already knew Sayori.
Yeah, we did.
And so it was fun to get like a little add-on to that story, and also kind of get to see, because we knew Nobara since she met Sayori, and she kind of changed when she met Sayori.
She became more girly, basically. Yeah. She tried to do her hair, tried to do her friend's hair. She spoke a little more softly.
Mm-hmm. And she was very rambunctious before.
Yeah, I mean, she still is.
That's the thing that I thought was really fun, is that she really is that like dual personality now, where she's like girly girl, but she also is still very rambunctious and stubborn.
Yep.
And yeah, before she left to go to Jujutsu High, she told her friend, next time we're like, let's have all three of us together. Mm-hmm. And then I went to Sayori in her big girl job currently,
and she's like, gee, I wonder how Nobara's doing.
Yeah, and her friend's like, oh, something's going on in Shibuya. I'm like, she's dying.
They don't talk about it, and it's like, I was a little worried that they were going to talk about it, just being like, oh, something's going on in Shibuya. It's a terrorist attack, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. It was definitely interesting how they told that story like that. It was kind of fun.
Different.
Just to see how things like that, I think we get so caught up in like these characters are all just friends with each other and that's who they know, but they all have
backstories.
Yeah. And I remember when we got her Sayori story initially, we were like, I wonder if she'll reconnect with her. Never get the chance now, unless she might come back, guys. You never know.
You never know. Oh, and the other friend, I don't know her name, I'm sorry, but the one who's narrating this backstory.
Yumi? Something like that.
Maybe. She remembers when Sayori moved away how much Nobara cried. And Nobara's getting on the train and she's not crying, and she's like, so she cried for Sayori, but she won't cry for me. But then she does cry for her as the train leaves.
That was sad.
That was so sad.
That made me well up a little bit. It was emotional.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed. I cried. I'm a very cryy person, but I didn't see any tears from you.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm not a cry person, but it just depends, I guess.
I've seen someone on TikTok point out, like, you know how she gets hit in the face? They point out, like, that's especially symbolic and sad for her because she wanted to be a model and
Yeah.
she cared about her face.
Mm-hmm.
Um Also in the opening, so you can't really pay too close attention to anime openings because they'll always like spoil
That's so
the plot
true.
for you if you actually pay attention.
Yeah.
And then it becomes like so clear in hindsight. But
That's how
there's,
Attack on Titan is.
I'm
Like
sure,
literally if you watch season 1 Attack on Titan intro, it's like it spoils the whole
the whole
ending.
show.
But you just don't know because you could never guess at that point.
That's so cool
It's
though.
crazy.
I think that's good storytelling.
Attack on Titan is one of the best like Easter egg thing. Like there's
Hmm.
so many things
Isn't
throughout.
there time travel involved?
Yeah. And
Okay.
there's like scenes where stuff like you wouldn't have noticed initially, but you go back and you're like, "Oh."
Hmm. So many things are just so much better on the rewatch.
Yeah, I really need to rewatch Attack on Titan.
Give me some time.
Yeah, season 5, guys. Season 5 of Anime for Blondes. We're doing it.
I like that you put a number on it, so it's like I can't run away. I can't put it off.
Yeah, like, are we gonna continue the podcast or not?
Oh god, don't hit me with that. Um, so oh my god, what is happening? The hell is happening in Shibuya?
What the hell is happening in Shibuya?
No Megami. Megami's out.
No Megami this time, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because when he ended, we didn't really talk about this in the last episode, but he was with the other trio girl from
Shoko.
Shoko, and he was just there, like on the side of
Shoko
the
and
road, needing to
Principal
be
Naga.
healed. Yeah.
Yeah. Sukuna moved him. Sukuna took him there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, can can the principal do something maybe?
Why is the principal like so useless actually?
Why are all the adults so useless and all the kids are
You have you have like these cursed corpses. Can they not do anything? Do they not have the ability to fight? Maybe they wouldn't do anything, but like considering Panda, I feel like they could do something.
yeah.
Wait, that's the whole reason you invented them is to fight curses, right? So why aren't you doing that? Like, are you worried that you'll die and there won't be a principal? That's what the vice principal's for.
Literally, they can get a new principal. Gojo's right there once he's out of the box.
Yeah, exactly. That's really what he wants. He wants that so bad.
He wants to be the principal?
I think it would help with his plots.
Yeah.
I miss Gojo. Remember
I miss
when
him
Gojo
already.
was here? Remember when Gojo was here and he was kicking ass?
I miss Gato. Remember when we found out
We
Gato
haven't seen
existed?
Gato in like 8 episodes. Or we haven't seen Fato in 8 episodes.
Yeah, we haven't seen real Gato in years.
Ever. Except for the one time.
Mm-hmm.
That one anime for blondes episode.
Please. Here's a good one.
Um so just like how uh I had that it was my last straw, this is also Yuji's last straw.
And understandably so.
Yeah, he's like, I'm done with this.
Actually crazy too to have Nanami be like, you take it from here. He cannot take it from there.
He can't.
He's struggling, and then his best friend gets killed by him. Awesome.
And then we get this cute flashback too.
Oh.
It's a cute, and it's what I was talking about before when I episodes ago, weeks and weeks ago, when I was like, Gojo wears really expensive clothes because
Yeah.
he's rich.
That was like beginning of the show.
I know. But yes, we see this. They're in charge of picking up his dry cleaning, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And Nobara spills coffee on it. And they try to clean it out and they just make it worse. And I don't know, they're just all cute together. And she's like, it's probably not even that. It's probably like a cheap shirt. Like, Megami, look up how much it costs.
And it's like 250,000
yen for one shirt. And Yuji's like, is that before tax?
My king. Exactly my thoughts. Me the whole time I was in Japan.
Megami's like, does that matter?
Literally. And then Gojo walks in, he's like, you guys got my laundry? And Megami has it in his shirt and his chest is all like,
it's like perfectly formed to make
mm-hmm.
boobs.
Yeah.
And Gojo's like, what's that?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I miss them.
I
They were
miss
so
them too.
innocent.
Back when we had like joy in this show.
I'm choosing to still have hope that something happens with Nobara and she's able to come back in some capacity. I know that you know what's gonna happen and you have no hope, but I'm choosing to have hope,
I
guys.
guess we'll find out in season 3. Maybe. I don't know. However many seasons.
True.
We have no idea.
Oof.
But I love that you have hope.
I have hope. I feel like the way they killed her is like a classic. They could bring her back.
Well, I mean, we have our real moment of hope after, Yuji has his last straw. He's beaten down Mahito. He's like not even really having fun with him anymore.
No,
He's just ready to kill him.
Mahito is like, honestly, I was like, Mahito might just leave. Like, he didn't even seem like he wanted to kill him at that
He
point.
was like bored. But he was just like, yeah, I don't remember the faces of the people I've killed. Eventually, I won't remember you either. And
Yeah, it's just
those
like egging
two,
him on, and Yuji's just,
he's unresponsive.
yeah, he's
He's out.
catatonic.
I can't blame him even a little bit.
No, he's so valid for that. Literally a baby.
Like, that's the state I was in when I went to work on November 6th.
Oh my god. A little dramatic queen.
Me?
Who, me?
Is that me?
Jeez Louise.
Uh, um, but then we actually have a ray of real hope. The best ray of hope when we needed him most.
He didn't vanish.
He did it.
Well, Yuji vanished.
Yuji vanished. We go, and
And
our guy,
our man's
our himbo king.
Toto.
We might have to fight over if we did a lineup and a draft. We might have to
That's
fight
true.
over Toto.
That's true.
He
arrives.
just the way he walks in, the way they frame it, it's like he's glowing gold. The music changes. It like pans. It's like when Taylor Swift walks out for the Reputation set.
Please.
And
The high heels.
and he's like monologuing. He's like giving a motivational speech as he approaches. He's like not, I don't know who he's talking to.
Just out loud.
Just saying his
As he
thoughts out
should.
loud.
And he's like, brother.
Mm-hmm.
I just love that he calls Yuji brother. I was not, like, I knew he was gonna show up at some point, obviously.
Because my husband spoiled it for you.
That was so funny.
he goes, let me know when Toto comes and I'll come watch it with you. And Becca's right there. And I was like, why would you say that?
I mean, honestly, even with me knowing that, I was not expecting him at that moment. So
good.
It was
I'm
fine.
so glad.
I was like, I don't know what is gonna save Yuji right now. And then he just vanished, and I was like, what? What just happened? And then it goes to Toto. I'm like, oh, I forgot.
It's exactly what we wanted.
That is such a handy power.
I know. It's a handy power.
I didn't even mean that.
You didn't?
Wow.
I was like, that was like so obvious that I felt like you couldn't say it without being aware.
That's crazy. No.
You're just so funny.
Yeah, that's me.
And so he's got this guy with him. He kind of looks like young Nanami, honestly.
He kind of does.
And Toto calls Yuji brother, and he's like, I thought he was an only child.
Yeah.
I didn't think he had a brother.
He is. And then he goes down, and when he's like talking to Yuji, he's like, Toto's younger brother looks nothing like
him.
So cute.
So I guess your little bit of hope is somewhat valid because that guy's technique, it doesn't heal wounds.
It stops the wounds from doing any
worse,
more damage.
And it'll like stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's very real with Yuji. He says her pulse was already like low.
She wasn't breathing.
Yeah, like he's like, but
it's not zero.
It's not a 0 chance, but don't have too much hope.
Yeah. But it was just enough.
I feel like the fact that they even had that, I'm like, they might do something. I don't know.
I just like that he says that and then a little bit of light enters Yuji's eyes again.
Yeah. And I have to say, Toto is everything that a Jujutsu sorcerer should be.
Period.
He is strong, he's talented, he has a great power, he fights really well. He's motivational. He looks like on the bright side but is also realistic. He was giving a motivational speech to
Mm-hmm.
Yuji,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, you know what? This is actually relevant to real life.
We need more men like Toto.
Yeah, like he told Yuji, he said, you can't let the people that you lose and the fellow sorcerers that you lose make it so that you don't want to continue going. You need to like remember your reason for continuing to go on, and if you don't have a reason yet, then you have to go on until you find your reason.
Yeah.
I thought that was very,
He said you don't have to have the answer now.
yeah, but you have to keep going until you find the answer.
Yeah.
I thought that was very inspirational. I never thought about it like that. It's like, you know what? He's so right.
He's eloquent, he's well spoken, he's intelligent, he's self aware,
He's
he's
hot.
so he
He took off his shirt.
valuable assets. Valuable. It just ripped out of his
He
mind.
pulled off his shirt, guys.
It was we were both in the middle of saying something and then we went, oh.
No, literally. We're like serious. And we're like, oh.
Oh, okay. Um and he's a teacher too. Like he's still technically a student, I think.
Yeah.
But like he's always like teaching Yuji or whoever he's
Mm-hmm.
talking to.
And even the whole thing with like, oh, if you're happy being where you're at, Yuji, then like we can't have this relationship that we have. We can't be
Mm-hmm.
best friends. Like he just wants Yuji to continue to be better and better.
Yeah. And he has a moment where he goes, the curse is landing black flashes and Yuji is landing black flashes, so I'm the one that's behind.
Oh,
And
true.
so he basically tells himself that. He's like, are you gonna be weak, Toto? Are you gonna fall behind, Toto?
Literally.
Like hyping himself up, and he has like a magical girl transformation. It like goes back into his crazy imagination and there's like stars and he's glowing, and I don't know, it was just giving very Sailor Moon to me
I
for a
love
second.
him.
I do wish we had a shot before we started this because I'm like, we're like fading.
I don't feel like I'm fading.
Okay. I feel
I just feel like this is a more somber episode. So
it's
much
I know,
went
and it's
down.
like so heavy.
I feel
And
like we could have a little bit more fun last episode because like things weren't so official.
yeah,
But
and then
now,
it's like by the time you get to the end of everything that went down with Sukuna, you kind of forget that Nanami disintegrated.
mm-hmm.
Um,
And then he didn't
and then he
even.
didn't. But like it's not like the last thing that's on your mind before you start recording.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like the Sukuna stuff from last time, it's just such an absurd level, and it's also like strangers that are
Yeah.
dying
No
that
one we
like,
knew except Jogo died
yeah.
in that encounter.
Whereas this, it's like two characters that we have really grown to love and have a
Mhm.
personal attachment to. So
Mhm.
it's a more somber episode.
Yeah. Um
Hopefully, the finale will tie things up into a little bow, a little bit better.
I don't know.
She doesn't know, guys. Stop asking her.
I never know. And even if I did, it's not like I could say.
Yeah, I was really grateful for Toto in that moment. I was not expecting that. I didn't know when he would show up. I'd kind of forgotten that he would show up eventually, and it was just perfect.
It was the right one to end on.
And they were really like Mahito was still fighting them like
He was
crazy.
having fun.
Oh
He
my
started
god.
having fun again. He's so sick.
He is a psycho.
Um and I'm sorry. The narrator's like, now all three of them are operating at 120 something percent.
Yeah.
So and Malachi was like, they're in the zone.
Yeah, and I remember they did like a cutaway at one point a while ago. You weren't paying attention at that point, I remember, because I brought it up during the episode. They did like an interview of Nanami, and he explained what like in the zone
Yeah.
means.
Yeah.
And you were like, Nanami isn't in this episode, and I was like, no,
I
they did a
missed
cutaway.
it. I missed the
But
cutaway.
yeah, that was a reference to that, I guess. I completely
Yes.
forgot, but when Malachi said that, it reminded me.
You just had to bring up that I forgot a scene where
Yeah.
Nanami was in it.
Every time you forget a scene, or like you don't pay attention, because I don't pay attention so much. So every time you don't pay attention, I really have to point it out.
To balance it out.
Because so much of this show is as soon as they start fighting, my eyes just glazing over. And then we're doing this podcast where we're talking about it, and I'm like, that's what happened. And I'm like, I'm not sure what happened here. And then you like explain, I'm like, yeah, that is what happened.
Thank goodness I never shut up.
The thing is, you pay attention.
Yeah. Okay, the train thing was crazy. So you made the joke. You were like, they should clap and switch places with the train.
Yeah, and just like get a train on Mahito.
And they didn't do that. Mahito, on the other hand, made a train.
He's like, oh, a train? I'll do it.
And yeah, sent it after them.
Dude, and Mahito is just crazy. He's just running around. Every person he sees, he just turns into a crazy weapon.
And again, I'm like, why are you people here?
Like, go hide.
Go home. I think the veil's down at this point.
Is it really?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I honestly don't know.
Dude,
hard to tell.
Yeah, I don't know.
The intro. So the intro in this episode came in so late, like the last episode.
Yeah.
It was like halfway. The episode was halfway through, and then it does the intro, and I was like, "What are we doing?"
Yeah, the intro starts, and she goes, "Shut the fuck up." I was like, "You don't like the intro anymore?"
No, I've been trying to find excuses to play the intro every time because I love the Shibuya arc intro, like everyone does. But, we're short on time, so I've had to skip it.
Yeah.
It's just it came in so late that I was like, well, now it's pointless. What are you doing? You're taking us out of the episode.
Yeah, that was funny. I didn't even notice. I was so invested. I was like, it's just the intro. It happens when it happens.
It was like halfway through.
That's funny. That did make me feel better though, because it was the last episode. So I was like, oh, if it's halfway through, we're almost done.
We're almost done. We are almost done. We've only got 3 more episodes in this whole season, in this whole show. That's so far.
Crazy. It's been a long day. We started at 9:30 a.m. and it is 11:18 p.m. Guys.
I would like to clarify, we didn't actually start watching until like 11 a.m.
That's true, because we had breakfast.
We had breakfast, we chatted, we set up.
Yeah.
We did our thing.
That's probably our mistake. We probably should have started a little earlier.
Yeah.
But this is normally when we stop recording.
And you can tell.
On most nights. Yeah. That's why every second episode in the same outfit isn't as good as the first.
Or it's way better.
True, actually. That's actually so true.
This time, it's hard. Yeah, like you said, it was like such a somber batch of episodes that it's like, it's hard to be funny. Yeah. It's like, what's even funny anymore?
I know.
Ugh.
We do get a little moment at the end with your self-insert.
Oh my, I forgot about that. Thank you
You're
so
about
much.
to start crying. I
actually, a single tear.
A single tear rolled down her cheek.
Not to be dramatic.
Never.
But, so yeah, cut away to the Kyoto students on a train. And Miwa's holding the last Mekamaru, what are those?
Like communicator? I don't know.
What are those toys where it's like a pet?
Tamagotchi.
Yeah, she's got her last Mekamaru Tamagotchi.
Please. She has to like feed him.
Yeah. That she's been taking care of. And I guess so we had complained, we were like, why didn't Mekamaru come up with a plan to tell them all this in case of an emergency or whatever? I guess he did. Kinda. The plan was he had his little Tamagotchis find a way to send the other Kyoto students who he didn't think would contribute to the fight.
And they're offended, guys.
They're so offended, but they're kind of right. He's kind of right.
Yeah. What's freaking Kiki's delivery service girl gonna do?
Nothing. Literally, what can she do except fly around?
Literally.
Like,
What can she do except cheat in baseball?
oh, okay. This is so irrelevant.
Okay.
But Malachi clarified because he heard us complaining about, because he did listen to that episode,
Oh wow, okay. Slay
and he
King.
was like, um, it wasn't cheating because they never say it with words, but apparently, not on the version we watched for some reason, but apparently on the screen a little pop-up comes up, and it just wasn't translated for us, but it says students can use their abilities in the field.
Who else uses their abilities?
No one.
Toto could have been out there clapping. That would have been. He could have
Actually,
just traded with the third baseman.
So true. Why did I think of that?
I did
He
not see
could
a
have clapped
single
himself.
person.
He could have clapped himself right in front of the ball and caught it at
Literally.
any time.
He could have clapped himself as the ball.
And then he lands on someone.
Yeah.
I want that baseball game.
Literally. That, like, I'm sorry, Malachi, that didn't fix it for me.
That just made it worse.
Yeah.
Because now we're imagining what could have been. So, oh yeah, Miwa, she's got her Tamagotchi. And she's like, so you don't think I'm strong? You don't think I'm strong enough? And he's like, that's not really the issue. It's more like, this is such a giant, horrible thing that was gonna happen, and I just wanted you all to be safe.
Yeah.
Because, like, he knew Toto. I mean, he's right. That's the thing. Like, maybe it hurts your feelings, but he's also correct.
True.
Like, Toto was right, like, there where he needed to be at the right time.
I also feel like I'm like, why can't Mekamaru stay longer?
He just, I guess, runs out of power or battery. He doesn't have a charger.
They can't figure that out.
I don't
Like,
know,
I wanted him
man.
to actually be like Iron Man communication device guy.
Vision.
Yeah, but like before he's the
Jarvis.
person. Yeah,
Jarvis.
I want him to be like Jarvis.
Yeah, that's such a bummer. And the thing that really got me, the thing that made the tear roll out of my eye was, so like Mekamaru's talking to her, Miwa, and she's like so sad, and she's like, did you think I was weak? And he's like, no, I was the weak one because I wanted, because like there was a girl I loved, and it's her, obviously.
You guys didn't know.
And I wanted to protect her even if she didn't want to be protected by me. And I just wanted her to be happy, and if she can be happy, then that's all, then all of this was worth it if she can be happy one day. And it was the shot where he's saying that obviously from the robot, but like, so they're on the train and they have the reflections in the windows, and so it's her reflection, and then next to her in the empty seat is like the image of the real Mekamaru's like real body that he wanted to have to be with her
when he was healed.
And that's what really got me. And then he like signs off, and he's like, okay, I'm out of power, goodbye.
Jeez.
And she's crying. But yeah, it was that shot of him in the window where I was like,
I know, that was very sweet. Very different from our discussion on how Nobara and Yuji would have been the power couple, that like Yuji wouldn't have saved her if, like, he wouldn't have helped her if she didn't need help.
Yeah.
Different
True.
situation.
Very different.
Very different couple.
This is Mekamaru and Miwa, in an alternate universe, are more like, I don't know. Can I say they're like Romeo and Juliet? Like star-crossed lover type deal?
I don't see why they would be star-crossed lovers.
Okay.
They're
well, in this universe, I guess.
They're from the same spot.
Yeah, but
and there's nothing really like separating them except that he's sick, I guess.
Yeah.
But she could be with his robot.
Yeah, I guess.
Or she could go visit him.
She wanted to go visit him.
She did. I feel like there's nothing really preventing them.
Okay, you got me there. sorry. I was thinking about Yuji and Nobara, and I was like, yeah, that is kind of crazy. They kind of set up the romance right before.
If she comes back to life, they better smooch immediately.
Smooch immediately is
I want
crazy.
no more
Will
beating
they,
around
won't
the
they?
bush. They need to
Yeah.
be together.
Um, he would have saved her in that moment if he could have. He just needed her. He needed to be Inumaki in that moment.
No, literally. Or Toto.
Or Toto.
He could have traded places with
Toto, if
her.
you had just been a little faster.
Toto!
Just a
I'm actually pissed
little
at him
faster.
now.
Sorry.
I thought he was perfect, and now I'm pissed.
He kind of is perfect. We needed that.
Yeah, we did, but
So,
I'm holding out hope for my girly. You know what's pissing me off to think about is Yuji and Megami aren't even gonna like show the appropriate amount of emotion about Nabara after all this is said and done.
I think Yuji
Just
showed
like
an
when,
appropriate amount of
well, right
emotion.
now, but afterwards they're just gonna like move on. It's just like when Yuji came back from death and
Yeah.
Nobara
And they
and
were like
Megami were,
unfazed.
yeah. I was expecting way more emotion, and it's gonna be the same thing. I know.
So, okay, we got 3 more episodes left. We've still got Mahito and Feito. We've got Toto and Yuji fighting Mahito. What are your predictions for the final 3 episodes? If you have any.
Predictions.
Yes.
I think we maybe could see Sukuna again.
I just love that you were like, I need them to free my boy. I need Sukuna. I can't believe we haven't seen him in so long. And then we had like 3 episodes with Sukuna, and then
They were brutal.
they were brutal to watch. And it's like, I can go without seeing him for a while. I'm fine.
I
This is
think we
okay.
could see him again. I could see that happening. I think that we I think we may I think we probably won't get Gojo back yet, but I think we might like know. I think we'll have like a good idea of like what to do, and that'll be like a big plot of the next
A
season.
status.
Yeah, like there'll be like a thing that needs to happen, and like it'll be realistic that they could save him.
Oh my god. Okay, so previously, I'm sorry. Previously, um Gojo Gato or Feito couldn't lift the box that Gojo was in. He couldn't lift
Mm-hmm.
the prison realm. And but then next time we hear about it, he can, and he's already taken the box and left.
Oh yeah, because Toto's talking about it. He's like,
Yeah,
"Oh, plans changed."
yeah. Here's our new objective. Um, why could he suddenly lift the box?
I have to assume that because they said that like Gojo hadn't fully settled into it all yet.
Or
Like
the box didn't like
the box hadn't fully like captured him yet, and so
okay.
Gojo was still like fighting against it, and that's why it was like breaking the cement.
Like how many hours has it been truly?
Literally, it seems like it's been like all night.
It feels like it's
It's
been
Halloween. Like, is it already November 1st?
100%. I feel like the sun was kind of rising like
Yeah.
after Sukuna killed everybody.
Jeez. I
Um
think that yeah, so I think we'll have a good idea of how to save Gojo. I think hey, if we're being crazy, maybe we have Gato back. No,
Real Gato or Feito?
real Gato.
Okay.
Like
In the next 3
we get
episodes?
whatever his name is out of there.
Kenjaku.
But we haven't even heard his name yet, so maybe not.
See, it's like we don't know. They don't tell us.
I think I really don't know. This show's weird sometimes. Like I feel like I have no idea what they're gonna do at any point in time. Anime in general is like that for me. Like I haven't been able to get a handle on like how anime works yet, so I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, you said that about Attack on Titan. Like, as much as you tried, you just could not predict it.
No, literally the entire time I was watching, I had no idea what was going on.
You've gotten a few right in this, though.
Yeah, kinda.
I think you should be proud.
Oh, maybe we'll see the Sukuna and whatever his name is beef.
Kenjaku. Tsuko
Kinjaku.
and Ken.
Maybe we'll find out a little more about that. I don't know. I don't know.
I can't say my predictions.
Yeah.
What do you think's gonna happen with like Toto, Mahito, like the immediate fight before us? Who are you taking? Who are you placing bets on?
I mean, I hope Mahito dies. That's my that's all I can hope and dream, or Mahito like runs away and they stay. Like, I don't think they'll kill. I told you if they kill Toto, that's my last straw.
Yeah.
I'm
Guys, the
done.
podcast might end if Toto dies.
We are not watching season 3 if Toto dies.
We're moving on.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't think they'd kill Toto at this point. I feel like they might have killed Toto earlier on, but now that they've killed Nanami and Nobara, I think that's like enough.
It's like, how many side characters can we kill?
Exactly. At this point, I don't know. I think that Toto's safe. I think that Yuji's safe. I think that either they beat Mahito, or probably more likely Mahito like runs away, or there's some situation that like separates them.
Runs away again.
Literally like a little bitch.
Yeah. Um, well, I think that's everything.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was crazy. Nanami, you deserved that beach vacation. I'm sorry, he talked about how he wanted to like spend the rest of his days reading all the books that he had collected but never had the chance to read, and
My
that's
Capricorn
so
King.
true. That's so real.
Aww.
Um,
He's doing that in heaven.
yeah,
In Jujutsu
he
Sorcerer
actually
Heaven.
is in Jujutsu Sorcerer Heaven.
Yeah.
Not some other people.
Yeah.
But so this has been our Shibuya Slumber Party.
It was a wild day.
It's been a long day. I hope
Lots
you
of
guys enjoyed
emotions.
it. I hope it was worth it. Hey, hey Becca, are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at you.
Thank you.
I don't think I'm mad at anyone. I was gonna say I'm mad at the show, but I'm not mad at the show. I'm just disappointed.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. I just, me like Malachi said, like I said, like I've said about Sword Art Online, you just shouldn't have the big world life changing thing like so early in the series if you're planning on continuing with so much more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really wonder how much more they have coming from this show.
Like,
Because the manga's already ended, so.
yeah, it really depends on how like loyal they're gonna be to the manga.
Yeah.
Honestly, I hope they change some things.
Please. Full of Game of Thrones.
You know what? Yes, because I've like enjoyed the changes that they've made. I've enjoyed the additional backstory they've given.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I'd be open to that as long as it's bringing back Nabara and making a romance with Yuji.
now kiss.
Kiss. Just a smooch as soon as she wakes up.
Um, I just want our besties back together.
I know, I just want our ultimate trio.
Yeah. Well, here are the good things that we got out of this.
Okay.
We got Gojo kicking ass.
Slay.
We got tragic love separation, like results of Gojo and Gato.
Slay.
Okay.
That's okay.
We got Nanami kicking ass.
Slay.
Looking fine. We got Megumi and Father reunite.
Slay.
We've got Toji back, period. Also kicking ass.
Toto. Or you just Toji?
Yeah, I'm talking about Toji.
But he's not back.
Well, he was.
Okay.
And then he died. But
okay.
like, and you got a correct prediction out of it.
True.
So that's a good thing. And then we got
count your blessings, not your worries, guys.
Yeah, count your blessings. And then we got Toto back and he ripped off his shirt. And you know what? I really needed that in like
that.
my darkest moments.
Toto's always there for me in my darkest moments. My darkest
under
hour. Us and
appreciated
Yuji.
King.
Us and Yuji, he's there for
Yeah.
in our darkest hours.
I think Do you think when he's just talking and monologuing and motivational speaking, he's actually talking to us?
Yes. I was genuinely inspired by that speech.
No, truly, he's like, you have to keep going until you find your purpose. And I was like, yeah, I do.
I've never thought about it like that, but I hope that someone watching too is inspired by that.
Actually, truly, like the perfect jujutsu sorcerer.
Sometimes things are hard, guys, but you gotta stay doing stuff. You gotta put one foot in front of the other so that you can do your purpose. And if you don't know your purpose yet, you gotta keep doing it so that you figure out your purpose.
No pressure, but this podcast is my purpose.
Oh my god.
This is my true passion in life right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having a good time.
I'm glad. I'm so glad. Well, I hope you guys had some good holidays.
The best holidays. I hope they were safe. I hope you guys had so much fun. Fun with family, fun with friends.
I hope Santa brought you everything you wanted.
Ugh, I so hope. I hope that you have a great new year. I hope that you watch the finale next week and enjoy it with us. That's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be crazy. I can't believe it's. I know we've been recording since September, but it's also kind of gone by so fast.
It has gone by so fast. It's kind of insane. And we have some really exciting stuff in store I'm excited about.
Oh yeah, we got a 3-week break and then back to work.
Yeah, not even a true 3-week break because we got stuff to do during that time.
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry, Queen.
It's okay. But we do it all for you guys.
Yep.
We do it all for you. And I'm just so excited for Anime for Blondes 2025. We got some fun stuff.
We got some New Year's resolutions. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok and Threads at Anime for Blondes Pod.
And you can watch on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. We are there for you.
And make sure you turn on notifications if you feel so inclined so that you don't miss like special events like this in the future.
Yeah.
Because we want to do lives where people get involved and we can chat and like play games.
Exactly. It'll be super fun.
Oh, and if you got hammered from bingo, please tell us about it in the comments.
Honestly, if you play bingo at all, like send us your bingo sheet.
Yeah, I want to see your bingo
I want to
card.
see. I'm embarrassed by like how much we probably met from the bingo card.
It's a lot.
Like you probably got blackout on the bingo card.
So, but that means you had more fun watching it than us.
No, literally.
Okay, well, see you next week for the finale.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Anime for Blondes.